And we're back right here on Open Studio Channel 263 with myself, Brad, and today we are chatting all about HIV awareness. We're still joined in studio by a beautiful guest who goes by the name of Cindy, who's giving us all the ins and outs with regards to this. Now, Cindy, a very important question I want to find out from you is, we as people, we don't always tend, right, to make it our ability to find out stuff like this, understand? We don't do the research, we don't want to be clued up when it comes to this, but off air, you mentioned that there's a difference when it comes to HIV and AIDS. Yeah. Would you mind taking us through that, please? Sure.
HIV is the actual human immune virus. AIDS is the acquired immune deficiency syndrome, which is the acquired diseases. Once your immune system is depleted, you can acquire these diseases, if your HIV status is not managed. And just to give you an example, because I was ignorant at the time, and even the medical institutions weren't quite up to date with what the process was at that stage. I was diagnosed with the HIV in 2004. Between 2004 and 2008, I acquired a number of diseases, namely shingles, pneumonia, TB meningitis. I had 2 strokes, and I was diagnosed with cancer. So with the cancer and the TB, and my CD4 count that had dropped to 203, I was told that I had AIDS. So what I'm trying to the point that I'm trying to show here is that even if you've acquired AIDS, you've got AIDS, it doesn't mean you are going to die. If you are managing your health and look after yourself, you can live to a ripe old age.
Definitely. And also another important question I want to find out from you as well is symptoms, right? There's a lot of people out there who is living with this, but they don't know, they're unaware of it, or they might suspect it, but they don't want to go to the hospital just for that confirmation, understand? So what happens in that case? What are the symptoms like?
There aren't really any symptoms. You can have flu-like symptoms. I had in hindsight, I didn't even realize at the time, because at the time I lived in Durban and I thought it was just a heat rash. I had a very fine body rash, and in a couple of days it was gone. So it'll come and it'll go within a couple of days to maybe 2 weeks at most. And quite frankly, unless you test, you cannot know your status.
Okay. Wow. And also, Cindy, please tell me, what made you, because I just mentioned a few times that you're a very, very powerful woman, but from your own very own personal perspective, what would you say made you find a positive attitude about your HIV status and focus on living again?
Fortunately, I come from a very positive family and a very strong family and a very supportive family. My mother's 82 and she's a very strong woman herself. And my outlook is, I've got the virus. Having a bad attitude or a sorry for myself attitude isn't going to change the situation at all. So get out there and just live with what you've got.
Yeah, definitely. And to those out there, Cindy, who also might be living with this virus, they don't have this strong support system, they don't have the strong support family who will be there for them. They're living with this as a secret. Would you say that is, what does one do in that case?
Well, that's one of the reasons I put myself out there. They're not alone. You've got somebody that you can contact, make sure you do. And it's easy enough to find myself, for instance. I just tell everybody, if you can't spell my surname, just Google Cindy HIV, you'll find me. So know that you are not alone. There are millions of people out there that are HIV positive. And people are just, they perpetrate that stigma. I said it. They perpetrate that by actually being quiet about it. Put it out there, so what? That's my attitude.
Beautiful. And when it comes to South Africa, our country, what would you say is the situation as far as the statistics are concerned in South Africa at the moment?
We still have a pandemic, but everybody's so complacent. I get asked, oh, I thought they'd found a cure. Oh, I thought they'd lowered the stats. I say, I don't know the stats right now. So I'm going to be lying if I do say, but we still have a pandemic. I speak under correction, but I think it was 117,000 people that died last year of AIDS. I speak under correction there, but those are the stats I remember reading about 3 weeks ago.
Wow.
That is scary.
Well, that's a lot, eh?
And we don't hear about it. That's even scarier.
Wow. Cindy, we all know this, we all are supposed to know this, but from your point of view, how can someone protect themselves from becoming infected?
There's just no way that you can be 100% sure that you're not ever going to be in a position to be infected. Obviously, condomizing, knowing who your partner is, although you're never 100% sure whether your partner is messing around. So I say to people, you need to actually test yourself, whether you're married, whether you're in a stable relationship, you need to test at least once a year. It's the only way to manage and monitor your status and to know that you are in the clear for another 6 months or whatever the case may be. There is no other way. You cannot 100% protect yourself. However, the PrEP has been made available to people that are at high risk, like the gay community and the working women, prostitutes. It has been made available to them in South Africa as well, which is great. But I still wouldn't put my trust in it entirely.
Yeah.
I wouldn't. I couldn't. Knowing what I've been through, I would never say to somebody, rely purely on that.
Yeah.
I couldn't say that to them.
Wow, very powerful words from a powerful woman. Guys, let's go for another quick ad break. Do not go anywhere, because when we come back, this topic will, of course, continue right here on Open Studio. We'll see you back right after this.